What's up, WatchMeWatchYou from now time we got another video. Today we're gonna be checking out a video that is brought to us by, unfortunately, Shannon Sharpe, man. Shannon Sharpe, bro. Horny uncle. He just in love with these white girls, bro. He really is. And he has like this really weird fetish too, which I saw. And it was like some kind of like leaked text messages between him and some other girl. It was literally saying stuff like about the girl was saying how like she wants to like put like, she wants like his like black baby and how like she wants to be like genetically give, I forgot, oh some shit. It was like, what the fuck? It was so weird. But we're gonna go ahead and look at the leak audio that was put out. Allegedly it's Shannon Sharpe. This audio was put out by his also alleged accuser, who is accusing him of rape. So let's get it going.
Anything I say, you're just gonna like get mad at and you're just gonna hang up on me. So I feel like
I'm not gonna hang up on you. Here's what it is.
What does that even mean?
Nothing, Gabby. You want to be a dick to me now, so.
I don't want to be. Don't manipulate me.
I don't know that mercy. If you say that one more time, I'm gonna choke out of you when I see you. Thank you.
Well, I don't want to be choked.
Yes, you do. I don't think you have a choice in the matter.
Anything I say, you're just gonna like get mad.
And it's crazy because she's saying I don't want to be choked and she's recording it. It's just like, I don't know. For me, it's kind of like, and like what really happened. And I think the reason why is because it's like, I first saw like the other clips that was put up and it was like pretty much him just saying like, her saying like, oh, like, you know, I want your black, like they have like this whole race play thing going on. It seems like this type of behavior is what they might like. I think they're somewhat into the role play stuff, and I'm not sure if this is a recorded conversation that was actually role play and it was just spun out of context so she can get a bag, because I've also seen the kind of stuff that she likes to say sexually, which is also very weird, which is in the same realm of being choked and stuff like that, and also they like role play. So seeing this, I can't really tell if this is role play or this is real. I honestly don't know. I really don't know. I'm kind of more so leaning towards it being real, to be honest.
Text messages have surfaced where she's calling him daddy and asking him to abuse her. I don't know how this is gonna go, but they need a new host for Club Shay Shay. I'll be your Huckleberry. That's the MO.
I want to see if I can find it anywhere.
To my family, friends, supporters, and colleagues, I want to speak to you directly and from the heart. This is a shakedown.
We have a new public response, a new disturbing piece of audio, and new graphic text messages. The legal battle between NFL Hall of Famer Shannon Sharpe and his sexual assault accuser definitely has intensified. As we go through these new developments, who's telling the truth about what really happened? Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Jesse Weber. A new legal war has begun, and this time it's between NFL Hall of Famer, podcaster, commentator Shannon Sharpe and the woman who's accusing him of sexually assaulting and raping her as recently as January of this year. Now, we covered this earlier in the week, but now, not only has Shannon Sharpe fired back in a major way, releasing a public message, a response, apparently revealing the identity of this Jane Doe, but he's also published never-before-seen apparent text messages between the two. Quite a response, to say the least. And then what happens? You think the story ends there? No. She fires back by releasing an apparent audio tape between her and Shannon Sharpe. This is crossed to a whole different kind of level, and I want to get into what we're seeing right now. We're going to break it down, but first,
now that I think about it, after hearing that little clip, that shit, they role playing, bro. They role playing. I just think this nigga is just a mad freak.
Let's learn a little bit more about the backstory, what's happening here. So, we have 56-year-old Shannon Sharpe, who has been sued by an unidentified woman. She's going by the pseudonym Jane Doe, and she is suing him for $50 million in Nevada court. She claims that after meeting Shannon Sharpe at the gym back in 2023 and beginning a consensual relationship with him, who, by the way, she claims is 30 years older than her, it escalated into him allegedly insisting they record their sexual activity.
Girl, you was talking to him too.
him sharing those videos with others, him allegedly telling her that he would do things to her that, quote, would make no other man want her, that he allegedly manipulated her, controlled her, threatened her, intimidated her, was able to gain access to her apartment complex without her permission. For example, this is from the lawsuit. It reads, "The verbal abuse never stopped. He would berate and degrade plaintiff, just as he had from the beginning. One time specifically, he was yelling at her while there was a firearm visible in his room. Terrified for her safety, plaintiff tried sharing her location with friends from her iPhone just in case. But Sharpe saw her doing this. The moment he realized what she was doing, he grabbed her by the neck and told her, 'If you ever do that again, I will bleeping kill you.'" And then, this finally all allegedly culminated with Jane Doe claiming that in October of 2024, Sharpe violently sexually assaulted and raped her in Las Vegas, all while she was allegedly sobbing. And she claims he did this again recently in January of 2025, her allegedly begging him to stop as this was purportedly going on. So she has sued him for assault, sexual battery, sexual battery, intentional infliction of emotional distress. She's being represented by Texas attorney Tony Busby, who we know famously represented a Jane Doe in a now defunct sexual assault lawsuit against Jay-Z. He represents several accusers in actions against Sean Diddy Combs as well. But as I mentioned, Shannon Sharpe has responded. This is what we want to get into. And let me tell you, did he respond? A lot of money at stake in this. Provide a copy of the full unedited version of the recording to Mr. Sharpe's legal team. And then there's this. Sharpe and his legal team released all of these apparent text messages between him and this Jane Doe, reportedly 44 pages worth of communications. For example, as reported by TMZ, there's one apparent message from October 2023 where Jane Doe seemingly messages Sharpe, "I want you to put a dog collar around my neck and choke me with it while you're bleeping me." Now, the New York Post reporting on other messages allegedly from Jane Doe, like, "Tie me up and do bad things to me. I know you miss this big juicy bleep, 25K for each cheek. Tie me up like this and bleep me," with Sharpe replying, "If I knew how to, I would." She then allegedly wrote back, "It's okay, I have handcuffs. We can stick to those for now." Jane Doe also allegedly writing, "I want like some hardcore BDSM action though, and feeling kind of freaky lately." And then you have this apparent message from March 14th, 2024. "I want to be abused, daddy." And then another message from last year where she apparently wrote him, "I've always wanted a black baby." Now, Lonnie Davis commented that, quote,
What the fuck? What the fuck?
Davis commented that, quote, "The evidence paints a clear picture. This was a consensual adult relationship that included role-playing, sexual language, and fantasy scenarios." So what happens then? Again, this is not the end of the story. Jane Doe ends up releasing an audio tape seemingly between her and Sharpe. And I'm going to explain part of what is heard on this tape. We can't play it for legal reasons, but here is part of the exchange, and this part is key. Again, this is from the audio tape. Jane Doe says, "Don't manipulate me." Sharpe replies, "If you say that word one more time, I'm going to choke the bleep out of you next time I see you."
So Shannon Sharpe was, I guess, released from ESPN, so he's no longer there. Not sure if he even has that contract. Me looking at this now, like, it's pretty clear. I can definitely tell, it's evident that, like, bruh, she's definitely doing this to shake my boy down. Like, she just wants some money. That's all this is. Like, bro, like, you can clearly see, like, in their conversations with them texting, it's like, this is definitely consensual. They just into that role play shit. I think he's extremely weird. Sorry, Shannon Sharpe. I think you're a freaky uncle. I think you are freaky, and I think you need some calming down. I think you're just a horny ass nigga, bro. Like, I don't think there's nothing, like, it's nothing illegal with what he said and what he did. I don't think so, but it's just very weird. Like, you're just weird, bro. You're just not someone that I would want to bring around, like, my family, my friends. Like, that's just weird. Like, people that are into stuff like that. Like, people always say, "Oh, you shouldn't kink shame, you shouldn't shame." Bro, some people should be shamed, bro. Like, some people need to be shamed, because some shit is like, how do you like this? Like, why do you like this? Like, you're weird. This is weird. No. You have a girl telling you that, "Oh, I want your black baby, daddy." Like, what? "I want you to beat me, daddy." And then she wants to fuck around and do some shit like this and say that you're out here raping her? Like, bro, you serious? What? First of all, if that's what you like, that's cool, whatever. I do think it's kind of weird that you have a fantasy of, like, beating girls. You know, he has a fantasy of choking girls and putting his hands on girls. So That already is a red flag. That's kind of weird. And then the second thing about that, like, cool, like a little smack or whatever, but I don't know, bro. I don't know. It's just, to me, I just see someone that just wants an opportunity to get some money. That's all it is. And it's like, bro, why are you messing with someone that's 19? You're a grown ass man, bro. You were like 50-some years old fucking with a girl at 19, bro. Like, when I'm 26 or 27. When I used to go and work at the clubs, I was like 18 up, bro, I did not like even talking to any of those 19, 20, or 21-year-old girls, bro. I didn't even like being around them because, bro, like, even when I used to watch Fresh and Fit, and they used to always talk about how, like, oh, like, having an older girl is like, it's not what it is, and, you know, the younger girls where it's at because they're more moldable, they're willing to listen. And also the bullshit is I never saw that. I never saw that. That was never my conclusion, bro. Being around these girls, and I've been around so many girls, bro, especially girls that are like bad. Like, I used to do a lot of video work in the club, my nigga. Like, that should already tell you enough. First of all, when hoes see a camera, they willing to do anything when they see a camera. Money is the next thing. First of all, it's money. The next thing after that is a camera. Bitches see a camera. Bitches see a camera and their boyfriend don't exist no more. Promise you that. Promise you that. They acting up. The second they see that camera, have a bottle of some Henny, some 1942, some Don Julio, Casamigos with you, and you got a camera, game over. Your girl's gone. She gone. That being said, it's like, bro, those girls be the girls to stay away from. Like, they be the worst girls to bring back to the section because they don't know how to act in a table. They've never been in a place that's luxurious, and that they've never been in a table before. They've never been around a lot of guys or a lot of people that have money. Even a lot of these niggas in these sections are really broke. They're just pros and masters of playing the part. I never once saw a girl that was 19 and thought, damn, like, I'm gonna try to wipe that up. I'm gonna try to fuck with her. Even me being like 24, 25, fuck with a girl that's like 20, 21, even 22. Bro, like, the maturity is not there. I tried to see what those niggas that like in Fresh and Fit was on. And okay, let me see what this is about. And bro, it's not it. It's not. The most immature, knocking over, you know, bottles, you know, knocking over the hookah, spilling the drinks, like stepping on feet and toes, super entitled. And even girls that are like older, they're the same way, like in their late 20s. They're very similar, but they're not as quick to react. But the younger chicks, bro. And if they're like that in the club, like, how can you even imagine they're like to even date? Talk about moldable, bro. Those girls are not moldable, bro. They're not. They are not listening to anything niggas is saying. They don't give a fuck to hear that shit. It doesn't really matter if they're 19, 20, 21, or 26, 27. It's all the same shit. What you need to do is get a different type of girl and stop chasing for chicks that they live in the club. The club is their high school. That's something that no one likes to talk about. Only thing niggas want to talk about nowadays is how they fuck the club up or how bitches fuck the club up. Like, that's where their life goes, and that's where it stays. They're not known to do anything else, anything extravagant or exquisite or great, or known for anything noble that they ever did in life. Just how much money they spent at the club. How much money did these niggas drop? How many bitches did they fuck? How many bitches did they take? How many bottles did they pop? And the girls are the same way. How many rich niggas did they bag? How many bottles did they steal from the rich niggas? How much money they could have got? Cash apps or whatever. It's just a high school. Remember that one time a couple of years ago we fucked the club? Like, nigga, that was a couple of years ago, bro. Who cares? What are you doing now? I've never seen that. I've never seen what the whole excitement was behind girls that are like 19, 20.
Jane Doe pauses, takes a minute, and says, well, I don't want to be choked. And Sharpe replies, yes, you do. I don't think you have a choice in the matter. Now, to be clear, this tape may only be a portion of the entire conversation and audio, but this appears to be a portion nonetheless. Jane Doe's attorney, again Tony Busby, described this audio as, quote, the contents of this clip are certainly not sexual. They are not playful. They are instead disturbing, aggressive, and dangerous. This audio paints a very clear picture of how Sharpe treated Jane Doe, leading her to escape from him by leaving Nevada and blocking all contact with him.
Shannon Sharpe, bro, I fuck with you. But it's like, like, you can't be fucking with these little ass girls, bro. Like you think that this person is gonna look at you and really genuinely like fall in love with you? Like, they're not gonna try to take the situation and run you down for every single cent you have? You really think she's not gonna try to do that, bro? You talking all this BDSM and all this like shit that could go left if you fucking with the wrong person. All it takes is one false accusation and you have millions of dollars. You're putting all this power and energy into a girl that's a third of your age, and zero life experience. You just gave this girl the lick of a lifetime, the perfect recipe. It doesn't get any better than a rich man that can't control his dick. It does not get any better for a female than a rich nigga that can't control his dick, bro. I'm trying to tell you, whether if you're someone that is on some wild shit out here taking advantage of women, which you shouldn't, and you should be held to the law at the highest degree. But I'm talking about the niggas that they just so horny, don't know what to say, don't know how to say it, don't know when to say it, and don't know who to say it to. My nigga, you don't talk like that to a girl that's a third of your age while having millions of dollars with a bitch you barely even fucking know. What you need to do is shack it up with a girl that's around the same ballpark of your age and someone that you've probably been dating for maybe a year, 6 months to maybe 2 years, to the point that you can, I would say, if you want to be honest, a year at the very least. And at that point, you can then feel comfortable, at least texting and talking on the phone about this type of shit. Because I wouldn't trust someone enough for me to do that over the phone, because you can spin that into anything. It's going to take for me a good year for me to feel comfortable to the point that I can talk to you about this over the phone or through text or social media, so I know you're not going to try to take it and spin it into something that it's not. And my guy, like, in your big age, what this looks like to me is that you're just another loser that got rich. I don't want to say a loser, but because you're not. Shannon Sharpe's not a loser, but you're just another sucker that got rich, bro. That's all you are. There's so many niggas like you. That didn't get no play before they got famous, got some money. Like, you could have money in the world. You can have all the money in the world. That's never going to teach game. That's never going to teach how to, like, there's so many niggas out here that can get what they want out of Gabriella Zuniga, whatever the fuck her name is, and not have to give up a cent. And if anything, maybe some Starbucks. Or maybe a triple cheeseburger from McDonald's. That's probably it. But anything else? Fuck no. They don't gotta give up $1. Not $1. But you? Because you don't have a mouthpiece, you don't have no game, you don't know how to talk to no girl, so therefore they're gonna run you for every cent you have, bro. I'm trying to tell y'all niggas don't. That being said, yo, peace out and positivity. Like always, this is WatchMeWatchYou from Melon Jeans signing out with yet another $1 million video. If you're not from Melon Jeans, what are you doing? Yeah.
You not shit. Moving on, that's easy too. Quit acting like I'm not rich. Fuck these IG hoes, I'd rather have a block bitch. She been playing on my heartstrings like a guitar pick. I know what broken hearts mean. Was trying to